Got it. Share screen. Screen or window. Yes. That should probably work. All right. We're going to talk about a few products tonight. Some of them we know and love, and others are fairly newer. So we have the vitamin D right now coming up first because it is the newest product on the list here. It came out a few months ago. Very excited for it because vitamin D is a very not difficult to get, but not completely understood vitamin as far as why we need it and what it's for. So they call it the sunshine vitamin because we produce it when we're out in the sun. However, most people don't work in the sun. If you're not, working in landscaping or construction or anything like that, more often than not, you're not exposing enough skin for your body to produce enough vitamin D. And when that happens, you suffer for it. It's one of the most vitamin deficiencies on earth at this given time because of how much we work inside. And it actually helps your body do things like absorb calcium and produce energy and metabolize food. So when you're vitamin D deficient, you run into a lot of issues from osteoporosis to, being more overweight than you have to be because your body can't metabolize fat or sugar or protein or any of those things without the presence of this vitamin D. Atomies vitamin D is special because, just going along with the slides here, available for you on the website. It's special because it's in the form of vitamin D3. So I'm sure you've seen, if you do the whole vitamin supplementation thing, a version of vitamin D called D2. Vitamin D2 is the inactive form of vitamin D. So basically your body is going to have to work a little bit harder to get the full benefit of that vitamin. It has to go through a chemical process to transform it from D2 into D3 so that you can use it. So that's why here it's going to say active form. Okay, so that means you can take it and your body's going to get to work helping you out on that deficiency. It's certified vegan. Another thing that's difficult about vitamin D is that most of the sources that you can get it from outside of plants is going to be animals. So think organ meat and especially like fish, things like that. Everyone doesn't eat fish, and certainly we don't go around eating a lot of animal organs anymore. Like, it's considered barbaric. So a vegan form of vitamin D3 not only makes it available for everyone, even vegans and vegetarians, but it makes it more comfortable to consume. It doesn't have any gross flavors. This is just an easy to use pill for you. And it also contains K2. So K2 is another super difficult to get vitamin. So K2 is only found in like fermented foods, think cheeses, or grass-fed butter, like of all things. Like, it has to be grass-fed because everything we come into contact with was in a plant first. If you want to think about it that way, animals eat plants, we eat animals, moving up the food chain. But K2 comes from
I think her connection is a little unstable. She should be right back because she's still in the Zoom. Can you hear us, Angelica?
K2 is difficult to come across. It's a vitamin that's only available in things like grass-fed butter or fermented foods. Everyone doesn't eat things like cheese or yogurt, so they're not getting any grass-fed butter. Costs more and no one wants to spend the extra money, so they're not getting any there. And then when you go to find it in plants, you have to eat things like moss, lichen, things like that. We don't really eat those. So K2 being in the same formula with your vitamin D is going to help make it even more functional to your body. K2, vitamin D, calcium, all those kind of vitamins and minerals, actually, that we're trying to get into our systems to make us strong and healthy, work together. And whenever they're in a supplement together, whenever they're in a food together, we just get an even more synergistic benefit. And Atomy is all about synergy, putting things together in such a way that you can use it and enjoy it to the utmost ability. And that's also why they went ahead and threw mushrooms in here. So there's a mushroom blend in here. Mushrooms are plant sources of vitamin D, but also they just have a lot of goodness in them. They're a lot of the time adaptogens, so they help you deal with stress. They're nutrient dense because they're breaking down soil to an even more deeper level to make those vitamins and minerals available to us from rocks, from roots and things like that. So that's why it's there. That's why it's helping this vitamin D work better. I'm sorry, what was that, Nick?
I was just telling you that when you lost your connection, we also lost your screen. So I'm not too sure if you want to share it.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me see. Screen. Still working through this vitamin D slide, but let's see what we got. There we go. So I was right in here. They include this mushroom blend because of these synergistic effects possible.
Okay, so you did pause for a little second, and your screen share stopped.
So, I defined. Let's see, screen share.
Would it be
Ooh.
less connection?
It says I'm still screen sharing. Am I not screen sharing?
No, I don't see anything on screen.
Let's see, stop and then start again. How about now? No, nothing.
You want me to pull it up on the screen? And that way you don't have to worry about extra internet happening on your end.
Sure. I don't know why it's not working. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not tech savvy.
No problem. So you're gonna finish up the vitamin D.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll go on to saw palmetto.
Okay. All
right. So go a little further down. Wait, did you go past me? Yeah, that works.
Okay, well, yeah, so just give her a second, because unfortunately that storm is messing up a lot of people's internets right now.
Is going to be a not as functional version of vitamin D, basically. Your body has to send it through your metabolism to turn it to D3 to make it kind of a more usable form, essentially. Atomy goes ahead and mentions that D2 does come mostly from plants and fungi, and D3 is coming from animals, but that's happening because in animals, once again, it's active, it's in its active form. So that's trying to make that make sense. As the sunshine vitamin, I mentioned before, we produce it when we do go into the sun, but we don't usually expose enough skin. That's what makes everyone typically very deficient in this vitamin in particular. We don't stand in the sun. We're not living by the beach. We're not in our bikinis or anything all the time. So we're not absorbing all the time. And it only gets produced in that UV light. That deficiency in vitamin D affects you a lot more seriously than people give it credit for. So vitamin D has been linked to things like a proclivity towards depression. Think about that seasonal depression. Some people may be feeling it right now as we go into winter and the sunlight is changing, you know, the trajectory of the rays change and people experience what we call, you know, seasonal depression. That happens a lot of the time because of vitamin D deficiency. So not only are we deficient, but it's not summer anymore. We're not getting the light that we were getting. So your body is running low and it can't control things like hormone production. It can't control things like the release of endorphins and serotonin, things like that, things we love and need. Without vitamin D, we don't really handle stress on the body well. So you can suffer from a poor immunity. That's why it's linked to a better immunity. To have sufficient levels in your system, you're going to respond to stress and disease and anything that enters your body more easily and swiftly. So if you do get sick, you're going to get well more quickly. My mom swears by vitamin D. Anytime she feels a cold coming on, she'll take some and like it goes away in a snap. But that's probably because she's deficient, right? And her immunity is ramped up in that period of time swiftly by consuming extra vitamin D. So it's not a should I consume but it's not a should you consume a vitamin D supplement. It's, you know, what brand. And of course we're going to choose Atomy because it's the cleanest. It's the most functional, and that's the most important. And not only that, it's often going to be the best price. Absolute quality, absolute price. That's why we stick by it. This slide's going to go ahead and talk about how your rate of vitamin D consumption is affected by if you use sunscreen or not, things like that that are causing these deficiencies. It's not strange to understand why we would be deficient in something. Your body is using it all the time and you're not eating it enough, to put it simply. So you run out and then you encounter issues. Vitamin D consumption is linked to a better outcome when it comes to aging, and here it's talking about bone density. So women, especially osteoporosis, will come up over time. Like your body will start robbing calcium from your bones because why? You don't have vitamin D to help you process the calcium you're eating. So even if you're eating a bunch of greens, even if you're drinking milk, it's not going to go into your body properly without vitamin D. It's just not. They have to work together to do it. So it's in everyone's, you know, best interest to consume a vitamin D supplement. And Atomy's is the best. It contains K2. It contains that mushroom blend to help you deal with stress properly while you are increasing your vitamin D levels. K2 is just going to make sure that calcium gets where it's going even more swiftly because it helps direct it to the bones and to get where it needs to go, because a lot of people don't know that calcium can linger if it doesn't know where it's supposed to be placed in the body. It's weird, but it happens. So we're going on to talk about this mushroom blend. So these are supporting immunity. They're super antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and just great for making sure that your body uses this wonderful new source of vitamin D to make healthy, productive, and happy cells. So a body under stress might not even use the good things that you put into it. So they add in this wonderful blend to help you get your leg up. We've got selenium, beta-glucan, potassium, copper, some vitamin B in there as well, coming from these mushrooms naturally. And these are all going to provide you with like the crutch needed as your body gets back on its feet from the vitamin D deficiency. And you will notice changes improving this deficiency. Your body's going to work better. Moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about saw palmetto. So it's saw palmetto. Once again, we're gonna get into a supplement that is once again food-based. Adamine does make food-based, plant-based supplements. They're not synthesizing these chemicals in a lab. They're pulling them directly from plant sources so that your body can use them at its to the best of its ability. That's what I mean. Saw palmetto is often mistaken as a pretty much male-centric, male-interested plant, but it's not. It actually is for everyone. Something called groin health. So we know where our groin area is. Those are a series of muscles. They're all connected to the pelvis, connected further into your buttock and like back. All of that is connected. So a poorly toned or in poor health groin area means that you may have issues with, holding your bladder properly. Women can experience issues in the childbirth department because it can cause complications not to have a healthy and toned groin. Men, your prostate is in that area, and it affects not only the bladder, but the reproductive organs. It can be a source for cancer implications. As for women, uterus is in that area. Once again, like reproductive health and cancer implications, you want to keep that area as healthy as possible. And saw palmetto is a plant that has been doing that for almost 1,000 years. Almost, I say, because it's like up to 700, but we round up here around here. Almost 1,000 years. Saw palmetto comes in the form of, they're getting this from the leaf. It's a palm tree. They're pulling it from, the fruit of the tree, the leaves. These are things where these saw palmetto based enzymes come from to improve the groin health in men and women. The functionalities of these enzymes are toward protecting not only the cells in that area if they're taking any type of damage, but the antioxidation of those cells, which is basically a type of cleaning and once again, protection. They also include seed oils and a bit of protein in this complex, all trying to make sure that any cells that need repair or have experienced damage or stress can either heal or, be properly cleaned out and replaced by new healthy cells. And that's what makes saw palmetto different. It doesn't just put a bandage on any problem. It does promote the production of new healthy growing cells. And this is what makes it tonic, which, is where we get the word tone. That's where the toning comes in. When you think about going to the gym, you do that to improve your muscle tone, but this is a plant that is going to improve the tonality of the muscles in that groin area without any type of working out. That's just what it does, right? So what you're going to notice in using saw palmetto is an ability to, hold your bladder more properly if you're older, in men and women, but also just an increased sense of well-being, because when your body is healthy, it does things better, like running, jumping, bending, all those things. Next up on the list is vitamin C. Vitamin C, I've talked about, and I never get tired of talking about it because it is so essential. We use so much of it. When we talk about antioxidants, vitamin C is pretty much the first thing we ever encountered to have that activity. And we see it work in our bodies just on a biochemical level, like it moves quickly. We love to do this presentation where we take Adam's vitamin C and put it into a highly acidic solution, iodine and water. This acidic solution represents the fluids in your body, like whether it be your blood, whether it be the cytoplasm in your cells. Like it can become highly acidic, right? And the antioxidant power of vitamin C, especially Adam's, is so potent that it will redox, which basically is the chemical way of saying reduce oxygen in that acidic solution so quickly that the water becomes clear again. Iodine is brown, super brown, very brown. That water will be clear again in seconds. And that's because of vitamin C's super potent antioxidant functionality. And we use it in over 800 processes in our bodies every day, actively. People don't think about the body constantly doing something, but it's working even when you're sleeping. We're using vitamin C 100% of the time. And if you're not taking enough of it in, you're not at your peak form. Even if you've noticed something as simple as your wounds don't heal as quickly as they used to. You know, kids can get a scratch and it's gone in a day. Adults, it takes a little bit longer. This is not just because of aging, but it can be because of simple deficiencies. Vitamin C makes it so those wounds heal. And it makes it so those wounds heal well. Vitamin C goes into collagen. If you're noticing more wrinkles on your skin, you could just need more vitamin C. Premature aging isn't necessarily a sign of genetics so much as it's a sign of stress. You're putting your body under a lot of stress, and maybe you're not eating as well as you could. You're not taking as many vitamins to supplement as you could, but vitamin C is one of those ones you just have to do it. You're not going to get it from food. You can't drink enough orange juice or lemon juice or eat enough of anything to pull as much vitamin C as you need on a daily basis. It is necessary to consume it. We can't make it. It's one of the vitamins that we don't synthesize. That means our body can't make it if we run out. We just have to eat it. It is water soluble as well, and that means, you know, it can be flushed out of the body. So any excess comes out. So even if you're eating a bunch of it, it's only for that moment, right? And then it's gone. So you have to continue to give yourself doses of it throughout the day, every day, to get the full benefit of what it's going to do for you. And the benefits outweigh, you know, any annoyance that may come from consuming it so often. It's immunity in a stick. Vitamin C from Atomy is one of my favorites. It, not even just one, it is my favorite because it comes in the stick form. You can put it in your pocket and you will notice the difference like immediately in how you feel, especially if you have like a sniffle or you feel yourself coming under the weather. It ramps up your immunity in a snap, in the click of a button, as quickly as it takes you to rip it open and put it in your mouth, basically. It protects your cells from free radical damage, and it does help you absorb iron. So if you're suffering with any type of anemia or know anyone who may be suffering with any type of anemia, vitamin C will help them immediately. We need it to absorb iron into our bodies. Iron can be difficult to absorb without it. It's one of the hardest things ever to get into your system. So you want to make it as easy and simple as possible. And also to help you out, vitamin C just got kicked up. The 2,000 milligram form of vitamin C is now available on Atomy's America Mall. So take advantage of that because the original version is just 500 milligrams in a stick. You do have to take more than one of them in a day. The 2,000 mega vitamin C will give you more bang for your buck. You can like basically eat on the same stick all day and get more than enough, which is good when it comes to vitamin C. And also, once again, more bang for your buck. So you're going to get 36 at 2,000 milligrams versus, wait, is it 30? Might be more than 30. You're going to get sticks that are 2,000 milligrams versus 500. So you get more vitamin C, if that makes sense, for your money. I don't know if you want to go to the slides for toothpaste and toothbrush, Lisa, but that's what's up next. Our CEO talked about it a little in tonight's presentation, how the difference a toothbrush can make when it, not only when it comes to network marketing, but also just, you know, in someone's life. Like brushing our teeth is something fundamental. We do it every morning and every night if you follow the dentist's instructions, right? So this is a staple Everyone has one. Everyone should have one. And Atomy's toothbrush, once again, we have a 99-cent toothbrush, and it does over and above what a toothbrush has to do. It's coated in gold. 99.9% gold powder are on those bristles. That's why they're that pretty gold color. And what that's doing is a natural antibiotic. Bacteria cannot grow on gold anywhere near it, which is why it's such a precious metal to us humans. You know, back in the day when people weren't very clean, we wore a lot of gold, right? And it helps you not get sick. It helps you have a healthy, prosperous life. That's why that's what it represents. Coating this toothbrush in gold means even if you drop it on the floor, your toothbrush will sanitize itself. In your mouth, that means that it's going to brush away the bacteria, and they can't get back on your teeth because they can't be around the gold. Some of that gold powder does shed and stay in your mouth, and that's going to give you fresher breath during the day, during the night, over time. You're going to notice it, right? Especially using it in conjunction with our toothpaste. So this gold toothbrush, leaving those microparticles of gold in your mouth, is doing double duty and keeping your mouth clean and healthy. The bristles themselves are like microfine. They're so fine so that they can actually get between, you know, the creases and crevices of your teeth. You want a toothbrush that cleans, that does its job. That's why our CEO, Hongil Park, made sure to mention that, yeah, you can go to the dollar store and get a cheap toothbrush, but that toothbrush is for emergency use only. It'll probably get bent out of shape. The bristles will probably start, you know, breaking off or fraying. Like, they can't do their job very well. You might get one good use out of it. This toothbrush will last for pretty much as long as you decide to keep it. I've kept one for 6 months or more tops before, just seeing how long it takes for that gold to wear off, and it takes a while. The slim head and the rounded shape of the tip of the toothbrush itself is ergonomically designed. You've heard that for things for your hand, but like, you can make anything in that design if it basically works with the shape of the human body. That's what ergonomic means. That means it works with you, not against you. It doesn't make your mouth wrap around the toothbrush, as he was mentioning, like, if it just fits your mouth. So you can get your back teeth and the teeth that can be difficult to reach, especially for children. These toothbrushes are great for teaching little people how to have proper oral hygiene. And they're so good that they're certified as medical devices. These are medical, you know, high grade toothbrushes, and, you know, they cost pennies on the dollar to produce. That's absolute quality, absolute price in action. If you want to even go the distance and get the especially made kids version of the toothbrush, we have one. Atomy is made to be functional for everyone, no matter if they're small people or, you know, big people. So we have a kid's toothbrush and we have adult sized toothbrush, and they all feature that compact design, helping to make sure that your mouth gets clean without impeding any type of structural growth when it comes, especially to kids. Next, we're talking about the toothpaste, because once again, these should be used together so that you can get that fully comprehensive oral hygiene result going on. That's why when you buy a Atomy toothbrush or toothpaste, I think the box says oral care system. Like, this is an oral care system. Atomy's toothpaste is made with honey. Honey, once again, naturally antibiotic, but not just antibiotic, but it's antiviral as well. Honey has effectiveness against viruses, which can't be killed. Always love to mention that. I'm a biochemist. Viruses can't die. They're not alive. They're like organic robots and very difficult to get rid of. So the fact that propolis has effectiveness against viruses and bacteria means that you really are fully cleansing and caring for your mouth and anywhere you put it, because I've heard stories you can put this toothpaste on wounds or anything like that, and it does form a seal and properly keep it disinfected, you know, in the same way think Neosporin would. Our toothpaste also has plaque removing capabilities, cavity preventing, capabilities, and also the removal of bad breath. Once again, bacteria are the cause of the bad breath in your mouth. If you keep them killed, you don't have bad breath, and it's a good thing. The green tea extract in the toothpaste is going to be antioxidant, so that's making sure that if your gums were purple or dark or black, as we would call them, that's a sign of stress, aging, damage on the gum. And protecting it means that your body has time to heal it. You're going to notice that your gums become pretty bubblegum pink again over time using this toothpaste. Propolis extract, as well as the silicon dioxide, which is basically super fine, so that it's gently scrubbing your teeth, are going to keep plaque from building up on your teeth. Plaque is like baby tartar, if I had to say it in a simple way. So before it gets super hard and difficult to remove, and you need the scrapey thingy at the dentist to get it off, it's plaque. And if you keep it off your teeth, it'll never get to that stage, and you can be comfortable. And once again, you're supposed to be flossing, but you can be comfortable in the appearance of your teeth and the effectiveness of them and all that good stuff. It'll prevent even tartar from being deposited. So say you haven't had the best, toothpaste experience, it's going to get off any of the bad gunk that was there even before. It's just a wonderful, great toothpaste. It contains the smallest amount of fluoride needed to do what fluoride does in toothpaste, because it is a functional ingredient in the toothpaste. It forms a complex on the surface of your teeth. We have enamel. If you introduce enamel to a little bit of fluoride, it gets harder, it gets stronger. So you can eat what you want and not worry about, having sensitive teeth or getting a cavity because your tooth isn't protected, things like that. So in conjunction with our wonderful toothbrush, our toothpaste forms this kind of perfect Atomy oral care system. And the last thing that we're going to talk about tonight is actually our flagship product. And holy crud, I made it before 9. Look at that. Technical difficulties, who? Hem. This is the product, like capital D product. Atomy would not exist without it. Hem is a complex of 3 herbs, and these herbs, when they come together, form synergy. That's why Atomy loves that word. Like, it's the best thing ever. So Angelica gaius, Nidum officinalis, and Peonia japonica are plants that have been used in herbal medicine for a very long time. They each have their own effects on the human body that are positive, but putting them together forms hem, which is a immune like giant. Like, it's hard to put into words just what this product does for you. Like, I had COVID-19, okay, and I chugged hem. Like, it was what was near me at the time. Like, talk about not trying to get out of the bed, but like chugged it, talking 6 packs a day, and it made it so that terrible, virus kind of went across as nothing but like a cold for me. Like, it was like a bad cold. And for it to have that effect, I know that it does exactly what it says it does, and that is completely ramp up and modulate your immune system. These 3 herbs put together increase your NK cell activity, and that NK stands for natural killer. So these natural killer cells are capable of not only killing really bad bacteria, but like they get the bad stuff, the viruses, the things that can't be killed. You can only flush it out of your system. Hem helps flush it out of your system. These NK cells will remove COVID and really gross, nasty things that linger on the blood, because that's how viruses reproduce. They use your blood cells, they use your body to make more of themselves. And it makes you sick because they're not supposed to be there. Increasing that NK cell activity, increasing that immunocyte activity, which is all your immune cells, collectively we call them immunocytes, produces a bulletproof body. like a bulletproof body. That just means that your biodefenses, your immune system is able to tackle whatever gets thrown at it. It doesn't matter, even if it's allergies. Allergies improve consuming Him. And if you watch Hongil Park's, recordings and videos, he'll easily tell you that the thing with Him is we take it because you feel better taking it. It's kind of difficult to explain how important it is that this product improves the quality of your immune system. I just have to tell you that you have to try it. You have to take this product and see like how it makes you feel. It's for everyone. You don't have to be sick. Athletes, housewives, office workers, students, elders, everybody. That's one of my favorite slides. Like everybody will benefit from Him because it takes into account your body. Maybe you're not, super athletic or anything, but you don't have to be to have a bulletproof immune system. You don't have to be, in peak health to feel better, So trying Him and seeing how it improves your unique body needs, how it improves your bio defenses as a unique human being is one of the best things any new person in Atomy could ever experience. Like, it's the first thing I tell anyone to try. I'm like, have you tried Him? Like, you may not have heard of Atomy, but you need to try this because it's gonna make something better about you, about your body, about how you feel. And that is the product presentation this evening. I know I'm a little out of practice, but I'll be back in peak. I promise.
You are wonderful. All right, thank you, Angelica. This, no problem. I know you'll be right back into it, and then no problem as soon as you are. Okay, let's stop the recording.